for those of you who don't know me, my name is Inger Stark, and I've served in the district in a number of capacities. Most recently, you probably saw emails from me as the distance education coordinator, but I've also been a teacher, a department chair, and served in a couple of administrative roles. I'm very excited because just 2 weeks ago, I began as the staff development officer in the district, taking over from Scott Oshita and working under the guidance of the PFT and Dr. Siri Brown. So again, I hope that you are here and in good health, and that your families and communities are well, and that your children and your cats and dogs won't intervene and your internet connection won't intervene in enjoyable participation today in professional development. So what we're gonna do now is a panel discussion with our district leaders, which include Siri Brown, who is the Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs. Hello, Siri. And Director Antoine Mehouelley, who is the Director of IT Services. Donald Moore is the President of the Academic Senate here at the district level. And Roberto Gonzalez is with us as a representative of the Classified Senate. Roberto, do you want to say hello? Hopefully you're there, Roberto. He's muted.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes, I was waving at other people and they were waving back, so I wanted to give you a chance to say hello.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm just, everything is starting at 10 today, including my kids. So we're all scrambling, but doing well. So good morning, everybody.
Yes, and Richard Thoele, I believe. Do we have Richard on yet? Who is the chapter president for SEIU. Hopefully he'll join us again. And Jennifer Shanoski, who is the Peralta Federation of Teachers president. Oh, there's Richard. Hi, Richard. And I don't see Jennifer yet, but hopefully she'll join us. She said she might be just a little late. Brenda, if Jennifer is an attendee, but not yet promoted to panelist, be sure to make her a panelist. So a couple of logistics about how we're going to do the panel discussion. A small group of thinkers helped me devise two sort of primary questions that the panelists have been given a heads up about, and each one is going to get to respond to that question. We all have a lot to say, so what we're going to do is we've given them only 2 minutes each, which I know seems really brief, but they knew that was their time limit, so they've hopefully prepared a brief response. I have a little timer, and when they get close to 2 minutes, I'm going to actually wave it at them. And if they talk past up to 3 minutes, Laura Leon Maurice, hi Laura, has offered to hit the mute button on panelists that talk up to 3 minutes. Seems harsh, but we want to share the time with all our district leaders and actually give each leader an opportunity, a fair opportunity to speak to the issues. When we're done, during that time, each panelist will be looking at the Q&A box. So if you have questions, put them in the Q&A box, not the chat. The chat is for attendees to talk amongst yourselves, make connections, talk about ideas. The Q&A box is where you will ask questions of the panelists, and they will answer them directly there in the Q&A box when they're not actually speaking for their long 2 minutes. So there's Jennifer, great, she's here. Okay, so the first question that I want to ask the panelists is, one of Peralta's primary goals has been and continues to be student success and equity. And the stated goal is that the colleges and the district evaluate all of their decisions in terms of how those decisions and changes and implementations will equitably support students and communities towards success. So the question is, how does your office, in the case of Siri and Antoine, your Senate in the case of Donald and Roberto, and your union in the case of Richard and Jennifer, what does your unit do to support that central goal of equity and success? And if it's okay, Siri, I'd like to start with you. So tell us what you're doing to support student equity and success.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Inger Stark, for leading the organization of this day and for the question. And I first just want to say good morning to everyone and welcome back to the fall semester. We are certainly in very unique times, as you know, and then now we're even adding to it air quality that's really low. So it's definitely a challenging time for all of us. But I do want to really express the gratitude that I have for everything that you all have done during this pandemic to center students and to shift your teaching and shift your workloads to online. I mean, it's been such a tremendous amount of work. If we look back and think about it, we really do all deserve pats on the back. And I know that those transitions are continuing, and we are working to support these transitions as much as possible with equity at the forefront. So from my office at the district, sometimes the work with equity may look a little bit different because we obviously don't have students necessarily in the district office. But we do know that behind the scenes that we do have a great deal of influence around issues of equity. One of the areas of influence is in accessibility for students who find themselves challenged with learning generally or with learning online particularly. So I'll speak about what has been happening in coordination with the faculty leads, the DE coordinators for distance education. We have focused a great deal of attention on accessibility for students who are DSP students with the integration of Ally into the Canvas as an LTI. And you'll be hearing more about that as we enter into the fall semester. This is important for students, the student-facing side, so that students can be able to see and have documents transcribed, etc. And there's a lot of ongoing work that we're going to be doing around that and working with faculty individually on that. We also are, we have also integrated Name Coach, which helps faculty know how to pronounce a student's name respectfully with their heritage and culture in mind. I don't need to tell you about the news story that happened here at Laney and how many of us were very offended by the blatancy of the colonial mindset and language and white supremacist tone to what happened there. But we can use it as a teaching moment for all of us and all of the biases and misinformation that we carry. We also have a number of other efforts. I want to say that one of the things my office does is we support the Peralta African American Affairs initiatives. We support the Umoja communities. We organized the first ever district-wide for Umoja students to attend statewide conferences. We support the PACLA, the Latin American organization here in Peralta, with their first district-wide graduations. And we look forward to the continued work. Last, since my time is up, 2 minutes go so fast, we provide a lot of data and push the colleges or tell the colleges, hey, here's data to help you reflect on what is and isn't happening at your college.
Okay, thank you. This is a very high-tech timekeeper. It's a paintbrush with a paper towel and some painter's tape on it. That's just sort of how we do. Siri, thank you. I also wanted to point out that later today, there is a presentation by Eddie Zhang, which will be followed by a name coach training. And the LTI expert later this afternoon is giving some training on the apps and other things too. So thank you. Okay, so the question is, how do we center student equity and success? And Donald, would you be willing to go next? Donald Moore? You have to unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. 2 minutes. So in answer to the question, I really want to appreciate everybody's efforts to moving online and being prepared for the fall. I was totally amazed this summer, the amount of faculty who were involved in taking these various courses that the colleges and the districts had offered. I myself took a humanizing class, online class, and it was really interesting because of the effort to how to connect with these students, and particularly when we talk about equity, kinds of things that as the Senate we are encouraging, and we are encouraging the use of different technologies that Antoine's office is involved with, and the DE committee, and certainly the Vice Chancellor is involved in, because all of those things, if they can enhance the faculty's interaction with the students, that's where the success is. We could marshal, measure e-monies towards the faculty and towards instructional equipment and those kinds of things, but it's ultimately the engagement of the faculty member with the student, each student as they are, and what culture they're from, and bringing them into what you're trying to teach ultimately to convey to them. So I think that the Senate, as well as others, are very much interested in that our faculty are successful, and that the district and the colleges are providing the support necessary for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Donald. Let me also remind attendees that there is a Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom screen. You'll see a little thing that says Q&A. If you click that, it opens up a window, and in that window, you can ask questions directly to the panelists. So if you wanted to follow up from Siri about something, or Donald, you can put the question in there, and they will be reading that Q&A box and answering your questions as we go as well. Okay, Richard, would you be willing to answer the question next about how your union supports student equity and success?
Sure, thank you. I'll keep my answer short, I think. But I think it's the goal. Our members are very good. They know that they have a duty, and I think they service the students with that purpose of helping our students in the community, because I don't think we see the community as apart from us. We are part of the community. Our kids are part of the community. Us as parents, as residents in that community, we are part of it, right? So in service to students, in reaching out and doing everything we can on a daily basis to provide those services and go that extra step, we're ultimately doing what we can every day to reach out and provide that equity and that access to students. As part of this union, what we're doing also is trying to make sure that we are structuring, expanding our professional development skills, to be able to provide better service to the students. So it's in these things, in a lot of things that we do as union leaders is try to get equity, demand equity, and cross that bridge for our staff. But in turn, what benefits our staff ultimately benefits the faculty, benefits administrators, benefits the students. And I think that's what we're here for. And I think we're highly focused on that. So, I mean, everything that we strive for ultimately is for the students. And we say that constantly, but that also means taking care that faculty, are receiving pay equity. It means that the classified, should be justly compensated for the extra work and the extra steps they do to provide that access to students. So ultimately, we do what we can, and it is student-centered, it is student-focused, but that doesn't mean we can't advocate for ourselves and others along the way. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say for a minute also, I'm so excited that this panel includes administrators and union representatives and Senate representatives from both faculty and staff, because we are all a team and we have to be a team to be effective moving forward. So the question is about student success and equity. And Roberto, would you be willing to go next?
Yes, hi there. It's important to recognize that classified staff is the face of Peralta that students see when, for example, students inquire about registering for classes, signing up to see a counselor, to ask for campus directions in normal time, or even in our virtual climate. Students seek assistance filling out financial aid forms. Staff are the people that students are directed to when their laptops malfunction. We as staff assist students with enrolling into programs like ELPS, DSPS, veterans, and also when students are needing tutoring services. In keeping with the PCCD mission statement, part of our Senate mission statement says that we will, through direct participation in district-wide governance, increase understanding, communication, and transparency, and raise the quality of our services, thus improving students' educational experience in support of student success. So that is very much a part of our mission as the classified Senate. It is our collective belief that the long-term success of employees directly and indirectly impacts student success. As a sort of anecdote, I think that we can all relate to, engaged retail store clerks and floor workers make for good customer service and happy returning customers. And that's what we want to be able to achieve ourselves as service providers. When we're happy, when we are engaged, when we can make a difference, that is going to be directly felt by the students. And I think we've all experienced that. And I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Okay, Jennifer, would you be willing to speak next to student equity and success?
Sure. Good morning. I apologize for being a little late. So as the PFT buttons say, we really hold firm to the concept that faculty working conditions are student learning conditions. And so the way that we choose to try and support and improve, the conditions under which faculty are working are going to have a direct impact on the way that students are going to learn. An example of that right now is class size for DE courses. We know that there is a huge achievement gap that is exacerbated in online education. We know that many faculty are embarking on this particular experiment for the first time under a lot of stress. And so we know that smaller class sizes are going to promote higher quality student learning. And so we're really pushing hard for that to be a priority of the district. We also, for a long time, we've had the Faculty Diversity Internship Program, which is aimed at recruiting, training, and supporting and mentoring a diverse faculty so that students are in classes that have teachers, that look like them and can do a better job of relating to them and supporting them. And we also, a new initiative that we're doing under the guidance of the PFT Diversity Chair, Janelle Tillotson, We're embarking on some new projects, and there will be a workshop today at 4:30. And so I really encourage you to come by and hear about what Janelle and the diversity committee of the PFT are doing and trying to roll out for the entire district. And I was under 2 minutes, just so you know.
You were, thank you. So far, none of you have given Laura Leon Maurice her opportunity to mute people at 3 minutes. So, okay, last but not least, Antoine Mehouelley, the Director of IT Services, would you speak a little bit about how information technology is dedicated to equity and student success?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And I'm going to try to keep this conversation less than Jennifer. Hopefully. But I have a lot to talk about. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to the diverse IT staff we have across the district that come together during this tough time, during the COVID, and to just work hard and just adjust to the new time, because there was a lot of change, a lot of moving pieces that allow us to adapt quickly and understand how to provide the services safely and securely for students and faculty. Coming to talking about equity and student access, the district IT is involved in 2 major projects right now, which is the PeopleSoft upgrade, and that's a huge equity issue. Our goal to complete this project by the end of January and make sure that our students get access to the latest technology by having mobility. They can use the technology on their mobile phone and also to the tablet and any other devices that they would wish to have, and having the technology updated into the latest platform with the security that they need to make sure that they can enroll properly in classes and also be supported throughout the education journey. The other project we have, it's also the technology master plan. We will be discussing that a lot, because now that's the huge opportunity for the district who haven't had a technology master plan since 2012 to come together and really map out what our technology goal will be for the next 5 years and what we want to see the district to be. Now with COVID-19 have changed the whole game around technology and access and equity. And we need to make sure that students have the proper access and equity that they need on this technology plan, and making sure that faculty also are supported on the education delivering content online. And we're working hard with the D team to support them on the D platform and making sure that access and reliability is there. And the other things, working with the business, basically instructional series office. We have deployed 9,000 Chromebooks to all the colleges and ready to be distributed to students, and making sure that those students have access to that. And there is other initiative for free internet at the colleges that's being worked out right now to make sure that that access is there too. So also, we are looking forward to the phase 2 of the PeopleSoft upgrade to address a lot of business processes, enrollment processes, trying to revamp that to make sure that it's easy for students and staff. So we are still making sure that we're going to engage the community through the participatory governance, and those initiatives are coming soon. So we are looking forward to this new semester. Thank you.
Okay. This is an excellent pivot point for the next question. I also want to point out for those people who don't realize that we have over 250 attendees right now. So district leaders, you are speaking to a really broad group of people from Peralta. To the attendees, thank you so much for hanging in with us. And I want to tell you this next question is no more important than the last one, but actually part of the question is about what you can do as individuals who are employed here at Peralta to create success in the fall semester. So the next question, and actually Antoine, because of what you just said about what's happening, I'm going to have you go first to answer the question, last and first.
Yes.
And the question is, how will you, meaning how will IT support a successful fall semester? You kind of answered that. But then are there any challenges, and what can constituents do? What can faculty and staff and administrators do to support IT, to support a successful fall semester?
Yes, thank you. That's a great question, because since we went on COVID, we have identified some issues, that structural issue with how we're going to serve students. So we are serving right now faculty a lot, and we are looking into how do we serve students, because that's the gap we have right now that we're trying to address. The Office of PC Brown is working, revamping and adding more staff to help students when they have issue with login and log off and all that stuff. And also student payment online. Some students have been having challenges using older technology, trying to pay to a new technology. It doesn't work, and they having issues with that also. So the help desk team throughout the district, it's ready to support the student and the faculty. And I will give kudos to Rupenda today. She's having professional development around technology use around the district. And Jonathan also is doing some similar initiative at Merritt College. So we are expanding the reach out to the faculty and students, trying to make sure that everybody is supported and helped throughout the semester. So we are identifying the challenges, and we are bringing it up forward, and we are trying to find solution to each challenges we have, and trying to meet them. And the leadership is focused on resolving all those issues. So that's what I say on that question.
Okay. And anybody who has any problem with technology should just text you at your personal cell phone. Is that correct?
That would be great. So the help desk, we have the help desk that is here and functioning. And also one of the other things also we have, Inga, thank you for telling them, we have purchased laptops for faculty. If you are having challenges with laptop, we are loaning laptop at the district level, at the district office. You can fill out a help desk ticket for that, and you can stop at the district office to pick up your laptop. So these are not fancy laptops, MacBook. These are basic laptop that will do the work. If you want to Zoom and write your essay and whatever you do want to do, the laptop is available to all faculty district-wide. So I just wanted to put that out there, and it's available. So far, we ordered 200 laptops. I think around 30 was distributed around the district. We are looking for more to be out the door, and also making sure that the Chromebooks are at the student hands, so we can make sure that all the technology is in use. So just putting out that.
So Antoine, also there's a number of questions in the Q&A box that are related to IT. So now you don't go anywhere there, because we might have more questions for you, but be sure to check in there, because there's some questions you may be able to answer directly.
Yes.
Okay, so what can President Shanoski, Jennifer Shanoski, will you go next? Tell the 250 people who are here today what the union's going to do to support a successful fall, and how they can all support the union's efforts. And don't forget to unmute yourself. There you go.
Thanks, Inger. We have a number of challenges in front of us, obviously, all of us, and we're really encouraged by the improvements that we've seen in negotiations and the willingness of the district to engage with us and work on, a variety of issues that we need to focus on to get our hybrid classes, right, the face-to-face components of especially our CTE courses going again. So we've been really encouraged by Acting Chancellor Walter's willingness to engage with us and move forward productively. So that's been great. Another big challenge that we have ahead of us is the threat of the appointment of a special trustee, which is swirling in the air. And folks from both within and without are on both sides of how that should look. So what are we going to do about it? You know, the power of a union is the power of working people standing together, you know, against decisions that they think are not in the best interest of them and the people that they serve. And in that case, that's our students. And so what we will do is we will organize to, you know, stand together and to support a free democracy, right? Our elected officials that are elected by our community to maintain local control of our district. And so, yeah, so we'll be looking out for what our members think is most important and how we can support that, because we know that when we're supporting faculty, we're supporting our students.
Thank you. Did you just want to remind people that there is a PFT general membership today?
Yeah, sure. We have a general membership meeting today at 11 o'clock. If you do need to register for that because it's a membership meeting, so please go ahead and register and we'll get you the link, and we welcome, you know, all faculty members. And if you're not a member, you can join and then join our meeting. So we'll see you at 11.
Richard, it seems like a natural flow for you to go next as the president of the local chapter of SEIU 1021.
Thank you. I'll start off by saying, you know, if we take a look at our officers, at our chapter's executive board, we're a very diverse group. You know, we have Chicano, we have African American, we have Asian, white leaders, you know, we have male, female, we have a younger generation, older generation, you know, so our leadership group is very diverse, and I think we represent the diversity, you know, of the community and of our classified professionals throughout the district. With that being said, you know, we also, that's, you know, part of our duty, part of our job is to represent our members when there are issues that I would say distract from the work that needs to be done in order to provide that service to the students. So ultimately those students can, you know, move forward with their education, with their career, you know, and take that step up. So, you know, that's part of the everyday job is to, so let me go to this. Let me throw a positive spin out there. So what we're doing is reaching out to the chancellor. We're reaching out to the college presidents, and I'll put out there, they've been so gracious, and you know, they're willing to meet with us and have great discussions about professional development, what we can do to mentor or help our classified professionals in their career choices and the career ladder at Peralta. You know, so they are reaching us. You know, they're meeting us halfway. We are establishing meetings with each of the college presidents. With the acting chancellor, we meet monthly with human resources to do that very work, to talk about, you know, how our staff can, you know, better have access themselves. Some of the things that we're hearing right now is workloads, work cases are, you know, is kind of mismatched now that we're all on Zoom. There's a lack of communication. There's certain issues with, you know, people using their own phones and laptops and maybe requiring stipends for that or reimbursements. But all of that is to say that our folks struggle to provide service to students, and they have due diligence and they do it respectfully. And ultimately, you know, we do that for a purpose.
Thank you. When unions are strong, employees are strong, and students benefit. So thank you both. Donald, give us 2 minutes of your time and tell us how the Academic Senate is going to support a successful fall semester.
Well, okay. Just in the Q&A section and in the chats, people are asking about the technology stuff, and I wish people in chat would post some of the stuff that's in the Q&A answers, and if they have links about like where to get Chromebooks, where are the hot spots, you know, those kinds of things. I think if we do that would be more helpful to people since we have 266 people here. Any of that kind of information being provided, because obviously some of these people don't know where those access are, and the Peralta has a URL with all of that, a lot of that information still, I'm assuming. So if that could go out, those are the kinds of things that a lot of people are interested in, and so the more we can push out information at the college level and at the district level with the information, and I think that today's flex workshops and then at the colleges tomorrow, more information is going to go out. So I encourage the use of that and to get more information out to the people here. I think we're all concerned and we all want to ensure that these students have a good fall semester. And I think that everybody, whether it's the district, whether it's the colleges, whether it's the unions that raises up individual faculty and staff that raise up concern, all of those are meant to try to address the issues of our students. So my hope is that we continue to raise up those issues and that we try to resolve those issues, make it a really, really good, positive fall semester. So my hope is that as we go through this, that we will have that opportunity. So thank you.
I will make a commitment right now, because I actually do have Antoine Mehouelley's cell phone number, that he and I will collaborate this afternoon, and tomorrow, no later than the end of day, I will send out an email from professional development and answer as many of the questions that have been posted in the Q&A and the chat, because we can get those transcripts. And I will create a staff development letter that goes out tomorrow. I'll collaborate with Antoine and anyone else. I will do my best to answer all of those questions if they're not answered here by the end of the day tomorrow. That's a good idea, Donald. It's a great idia.
And with links.
Yep, I'll do my best. I'm not
Okay,
perfect. I will do my best. That's what I will dedicate tomorrow to.
Can I add
So
something?
Roberto,
Okay, go ahead.
oh yeah, let me go Roberto, because I really want our Vice Chancellor to be able to wrap this up and offer us some inspiration. So Roberto, would you let us know for a couple of minutes how the Peralta Classified Senate is going to support a successful fall semester and what folks can do?
Yeah, I'm hoping you can hear me out there. It's come to my attention that my video is glitching in and out, so I wasn't aware that. Yeah. Anyhow, so hopefully bear with me. I think my family's bandwidth is taking up my bandwidth. So I will just say that while we are operational, we are unfortunately not operating with ideal efficiency, but nevertheless, we are learning, and we are also teaching one another a variety of tips, tricks, and techniques to improve our productivity, to compensate for not having access to Peralta facilities during these unsettling times. It is the goal of the Senate to improve the regularity and quality of communication, especially among the Senates and throughout the shared governance components. We aim to strengthen Senate participation around the district. One specific goal is to restart a Senate that unfortunately has not been in operation at the district. So at the administrative center, it is our goal to get a Senate so they can fully participate in PCS activities. We are promoting training opportunities for staff and to basically be more visible as a resource for referrals and actions. So I would say that more or less summarizes what our Senate activities will be looking like for the fall and spring semester this year.
Excellent. And of course, anything I can do to help as professional development coordinator, I will. particularly when it comes to exploring professional development opportunities and training, promotion, things like that. So wise one, Dr. Brown, I have left you for last. I'm hoping that you can bring this home with some optimism and let our 250 plus attendees know how the Office of Academic Affairs is going to help lead the district to a successful semester and what folks can do. And I will not allow Laura wouldn't probably do it anyway. You won't be muted at 3. We've got a few extra minutes, so you can go up to 5.
Oh, okay, I won't take 5 minutes, but I really want to stress that there are a lot of resources to support faculty and students this semester. There's been a great deal of work over the summer from the DE coordinators and DE coaches, particularly to set up lots of one-on-one support, small group support, webinars and trainings. You're going to see so many things in front of you. Right now, we have available 8 DE leads who are waiting for you to reach out for one-on-one help with Canvas, any questions that you have. We have updated the faculty resources page, and I'm going to send it through the chat here really quickly, or maybe Inger can help me, where it's updated. It's much more clear. There's so much good information on there. And the district DE coordinators and the information technology lead updated it so that it's easier to find things, how to set up an exam so that to minimize cheating, how to effectively use Zoom. I mean, there's so much information in there that's really easy to access. I just encourage everyone who's nervous, who's new to this, to reach out, and get the help that's needed, the support that's needed. Know also that we have added to the student resource page, and we have texted all students about the student resource page, and we will continue to do so. And I'll be sending a message with that link by email to ask faculty to also, on these first few days, share with the students the student resources. I know that people are at home. Some people are feeling just very isolated around what's happening. And how can I, teach my students well and connect with them strongly? And I just want you to know that you're not alone in this, and that there are many people here around the colleges and the district that are here to support you. I also just want to leave off with a few words around equity and online learning. It is really key that we all of us pay attention to our internal biases, to our privileges, to the mindsets that sometimes that we carry into the classroom that can be destructive to students, that can turn students off and turn students away. This happens much more than we acknowledge in this district and really in this country. It's not just us. But I think that in the liberal Bay Area, that we get really caught up in thinking that we have it all figured out. And I want to tell you that we just really don't. This is continual work that has to happen individually and collectively. And I hope that the murder of George Floyd is not in vain here in Peralta, where we need to work on white privilege, white fragility, lack of awareness about cultural heritage from all of us. Bias comes from all of us, and we all have work to do. And I'm hoping we put that front and center, because as was mentioned earlier, when a student is online, all kind of bias happens as well. In your curriculum, all kind of bias can happen as well. For those who have accessibility issues, it just goes on, and we just have a lot of work to do around that. And I think that we should feel excited about that, because it's upon us, those of us who care, and that is what teachers do. We care about what we teach and that our students learn. And this piece of that care is really critical to how our students experience the online experience and whether or not they're going to stay with us. Last point, I said last before, but last point, I really, really, really appreciate so profoundly the level of change and transformation and personal challenges that each of you all have made in this very difficult time. You've got children running around, you're maybe not so high tech, and it's hard, and we do know that, and we're trying to do everything we can to bring on, honor lock for this math and science classes that's coming. It's going to be unrolled in the next 10 to 12 working days. all these LTIs to help support you, and the CARES funds that came from the government to the colleges. All of those funds have been going towards increasing the effectiveness of our online learning and teaching, and to the colleges from the faculty on up who said, we need this, 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 and this if we're gonna be able to make it in this time. In addition, we sent out millions of dollars directly to the hands of students in need. Laptops by the hundreds to the thousands, and more will go out, and food at each of the campuses, and increased mental health services. We put that money right to where you all and we collectively said it has to go. So, so know that I think that we all have the same passion around supporting our students in these challenging times and supporting faculty as they transition in these challenging times as well. So please go into this with a positive attitude and remember how much we love our students and we want them to be successful. Last comment, I promise, Inger. I was looking at the 3-year data on the student supplemental and the student success of the SCIF, and we are improving in some really important areas. Our certificates, the number of certificates, the livable wages, the transfer, the ADTs, we are kicking butt. We are going up on that. We have areas that we need to improve, but we have to celebrate where we're doing well. And we have more and more students who are completing and transferring, and that's ultimately what we're here for. So thank you to Inger Stark. Thank you to the panelists and colleagues that are here today. And I wish you all a wonderful semester, and reach out, reach out, reach out.
We got 2 more minutes, Siri. You sure? I don't even
know.
I don't even want to follow that. She's just amazing to me. That's incredibly encouraging and optimistic. I love the good news. I love the reality check. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a lot of good news. Okay, I got a minute. We have a lot of good news. The AXO, the Alameda County Sheriff, and the fact that we have a board that was willing to, that has been for a couple of years, willing to shake up this topic, and a community that came forward on it, and district leadership and college classified and professional leadership. What is being unveiled, and you'll hear a lot about this in shared governance this semester and have a lot of decision making around it, is going to be some of the most progressive safety that that I think will rival any other district in this state. We are about to transform, defunding the sheriff's office and bringing the kind of community-based safety that is going to be so progressive for our students and for ourselves. And I promise you that you will feel safe with it. I believe you'll feel safer. Many of us don't feel safe when the sheriff is around. I've been in the classroom 20 years, and the police would come to the classroom asking for students, and I would say, you don't have the right to cross this threshold. Who's in here are students. I have a very particular attitude about, or opinion about, the police myself. It might differ with you, but I know that this is another one of the positive progressive areas that Peralta is going to lead the way. We're Oakland, we're the East Bay, and we have good politics, and hopefully those politics will continue to reflect in what we're doing in our district and what you're doing in your classroom.
And with that, I love to end things on time. I'm going to say I have put in the chat the schedule. I will be in my own Zoom room. That link is on the schedule if you want to pop in during the day and say hello to me, make suggestions. I'll be sending out an evaluation tomorrow for you to give us feedback on the day. And I really want to thank the panelists for making time, for all of you, Roberto and Richard and Jennifer and Donald, and Antoine and Siri especially, for the inspiration and the information. And we'll see you all in workshops throughout the day. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Inger and Brenda and Laura, for not muting us.
Yes, I will. An extra special thank you to Brenda Martinez, because
yes.
without her, we would have all been in my little ridiculous Zoom room trying to make this work. And she allowed us to use the webinar system that she uses for board meetings for today's plenary. So thank you. Thank you,
And
Brenda.
thank you to Laura. She mutes me all the time, actually. We work as equals, okay? This is no hierarchy over here. So she'll mute me.
See you all at the PFT
Thank
meeting.
you all.
See you all at the events
Have a great
throughout the day.